What's up, you guys? So it's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about Kenya Moore calling out the friendship between Shamea and Porsha, and basically saying that Porsha is not a good friend to Shamea. Now, I've shared with you all before, I do feel like Porsha is possibly jealous of Shamea, and that's why she wants this huge home to compete with Shamea. But I also feel like Shamea is jealous of Porsha's fame. Shamea has always wanted to be famous, and she's jealous of Porsha's fame. So we're going to get into the details of what Kenya said and what Shamea admitted in this video. But first, if you're watching, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, I'm Layla Lynn. I do celebrity news and nostalgia, and I also cover the housewives like Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of Potomac. So go ahead and subscribe and click the bell so that you never miss a video. All right, you guys, so I want to start this video off with something that Shamea said about Porsha and when her and Porsha became close friends that really kind of caught my attention. Y'all know I always have my thinking cap on, I always have my ears open. And Shamea said in the Breakfast Club interview that her and Porsha actually had a forced friendship until Porsha got married. She said their parents were best friends, so they grew up together, but it was a forced friendship, and they didn't get close until after college when Porsha got married. And so the thing about that is when Porsha got married, like Porsha got married around the same time that she started on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like she got married in 2011, May 2011. And the season 5, where she premiered on Real Housewives of Atlanta, it aired September 2012, but that just lets you know it was filmed in 2011. So when Porsha got married to Cordell, she started filming for Real Housewives of Atlanta very soon after that. So for Shamea to say that she didn't get close to Porsha until after Porsha got married really means until after Porsha became famous. When Porsha got on Real Housewives of Atlanta, that's when she really got close to Porsha. So I want y'all to listen and just hear what she said.
For people that don't know, how close are you and Porsha? Meaning growing up, how were y'all best friends growing up? Did y'all live down the block or
so
same
our
school?
parents were best friends.
Oh,
And that's kind of how we became friends. And you know how it is when y'all take family trips. So we go, and it's like at first it was like a forced friendship because it was like we were childhood friends. Then I went to college, she did her thing. And after we just kind of came back together when she got married, and it was like, oh my gosh, I missed you. We were like inseparable since.
For people that don't know, how close are you and Porsha? Meaning growing up, how were y'all best friends growing up? Did y'all live down the block or
So
same
our
school?
parents were best friends.
Oh,
And that's kind of how we became friends. And you know how it is when y'all take family trips. So we go, and it's like at first it was like a forced friendship because it was like we were childhood friends. Then I went to college, she did her thing. And after we just kind of came back together when she got married, and it was like, oh my gosh, I missed you. We were like inseparable since.
So basically, once the cameras came around is when Shamea came around. Before that, it was a forced friendship. That's what she said out of her own mouth. And we know that Shamea has always wanted to be famous. She said before that she started singing when she was just 4 years old, and she won like contests and pageants when she was a child. So she was kind of raised to be a star. And she was in singing groups with Shamari from Black and Carrie Hilson, but she never really blew up. And then she was also in a quartet called Coed, and she never blew up from that either. And then she was also an actress. She was in Drumline. She was actually in Crazy Sexy Cool, where Drew starred in it as T-Boz. But Shamea also played like a side chick to Dallas Austin. So she was in that movie too. She's been an actress, a host. She has all these talents. And so she obviously wants to be famous. And y'all heard her say that her and Porsha didn't become inseparable until the camera got on Porsha, until Porsha got married and the camera got on Porsha. And so when people talk about her friendship with Porsha and why Porsha doesn't like try to put her on and put her in the spotlight, part of me understands why. I'm going to be honest with you. Part of me understands why, because it seems like Shamea wants fame, and she wasn't close to Porsha until Porsha got famous. So now let's get into what Kenya had to say about their friendship.
And I remember a specific conversation being filmed where Shamea brought up something. Maybe it was her wedding. Maybe it was Porsha not being supportive of her. But I remember Porsha saying something to the effect of, why are you doing this? Why are you over here? Why are you doing this? Do you need the money that bad? And I think Shamea was like shocked, like, what, where is she going with this? And the gist of the conversation was, Can't you just let me have this and you go over and do what you need to do? But this is my platform. You need to go and either be my support system or go away. That was the gist of the conversation. Now, I've been on that show, was on that show, still am, still employed, not on the show currently, but for 12 years, I've seen and heard a lot. I've never lied on anybody. Never. Y'all know that. Is that a friendship or a relationship of convenience? Because a friendship, you cheer your friends on no matter what. And I just remember this saying that Oprah said before, like, if you have a friend that even shows you a hint of them not wanting you to succeed or climb the rung in a ladder, they are not your friend. I strongly believe that. If I don't have a girlfriend that's on the sidelines of me like, go girl, you better do that. What can I do for you? I'm going to call the producers. I'm going to call the network. I'm going to do everything I can. I need you by my side. I've done that before for a friend of mine, to the point where I'm putting my own job in jeopardy because I'm like, y'all should look at this girl. She is dynamic. She is beautiful. She is a housewife.
So that's what I think Porsha is not willing to do for Shamea, because she can see that Shamea only came around when the spotlight came around. Like, I can kind of see where Porsha might feel like Shamea just wants to be around her because she wants to be on camera. And so she's not going to sacrifice her job for Shamea.
Is the one you're looking for, and you're overlooking her and going so far out of my way. People were like, what is going on? What is the situation with you and this friend? Because I just somebody I truly cared about. She's my friend, and I believe she would be good in that role. However, that's not what I see with Shamea and Porsha. What I see is jealousy. What I see is somebody putting their foot on somebody's neck and saying, you stay down there. I want to be the queen of this. You go find your own thing, which is basically what she said. I mean, I think we already know what that is. It's not a friend.
So y'all leave a comment and let me know what y'all think. In my opinion, I do feel like Porsha doesn't support Shamea being on Real Housewives of Atlanta as much as people might think she should, because they were a forced friendship. Like, Shamea wasn't that close to her until the cameras came around. And a lot of people don't realize that. They don't notice that. But that's what I literally hear Shamea saying, that we were a forced friendship until she got married. And it just so happens the same time Porsha got married is the same time the cameras came around. What's up, you guys? So today I wanted to talk about the difference between class and femininity, because I feel like a lot of people don't see the difference. They are related, but they are not the same. And if you're a woman who wants to win in this world, which if you live in the United States or any other Western country, it's a man's world. It's a patriarchal society that men have set up. And if you want to win in this world, it's not by competing with men, like being more masculine, doing what they do. If you want to win in this world, you have to actually tap into your feminine energy. And a lot of people, especially a lot of women, think when they're more classy, that they have a better shot at winning in this world. But there's a difference between class and femininity. And so I want to break that down for you. So class is about the way you show up in the world and doing things correct. It's about the way you look, your mannerisms, your poise, your elegance. That is class, like doing things correctly. But the thing about class is you can be the classiest person in the world, the classiest woman in the room, but still come off cold. You can be the classiest woman in the world, speak with the most grace, the best grammar in the room, and still come off cold, distant, and even condescending. But femininity is a little bit different, because femininity is about your energy. It's about having like a warm energy, a magnetic energy that draws people to you. It's a big difference between class and femininity when it comes to power and getting what you want out of this man's world. People, especially men, are drawn to femininity. They're drawn to your warmth as a woman. So in my live workshop, June 30th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're talking about how to get into your feminine energy and how to use your feminine energy to your advantage in this world, in this man's world. It's not going to be on YouTube. It's actually going to be through my website. And so you have to register. There's a link in the description box and a link in the comment section. And so we're going to be talking about using your voice, like the way you speak to people, using your voice as power. And I know a lot of people, when you mention femininity, start thinking about a woman being submissive to a man. This is not about submission, subservience, or anything like that. It is about power, your power as a woman. That's what we're talking about. June 30th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see you there. Now, if you made it this far to the end of the video, then I think you like my content. So make sure you subscribe and check out my channel. I have over 1,000 videos on my channel. Check out my playlist and my podcast, and I assure you, you will like more of my content.